This vintage IKEA lamp just increased from its original price by almost 4,200%. What? This is the vintage IKEA Joker lamp, released in the 1969 IKEA catalog. These were valued at auction for $150 and they sold for the equivalent of $550. I mean, that by itself is amazing. But if you consider that these lamps sold new for $6.50, that's even more crazy. That's a good investment. And they look a bit odd. I mean, just look at the hole in the top. It's a quite strange design, but you know what? It has grown on me. I like them. And I will definitely be looking out for these when going to flea markets. So, what am I talking about? The Swedish auction website Auctionets just had a IKEA-themed special auction. And I missed it. Oh well, at least we can look at the final bids, right? I have already shown you the first one. Let's look at some other listings which I found quite interesting and expensive. So make sure to be on the lookout for these ones. Well, starting off, I found it quite interesting that they had some old IKEA catalogs. And if you check out this episode I made a while back, you will see that this one is the first actual IKEA catalog to be released from 1950. And would you look at that ending price? $500 for an old catalog that used to be free. But that isn't that strange because these ones probably got thrown away. So I wouldn't say that there are almost any ones in existence. I know that the IKEA Museum has one, and obviously there has been one sold very recently. So I get it, but the catalog by itself, not that interesting. Only for historical purposes and getting to know a bit more about IKEA history. I just wanted to show you the price because that's insane for basically a piece of paper. That was free as well. So one could argue that the price increase is infinite, but yeah. Moving on. In this video I released a while ago, I was actually talking about these Impala shares and I find it kind of interesting that they sold now. And would you look at that price? Almost $2,300. And this set that you see on the screen right now would have cost new at IKEA in 1972, $75. So I mean that's a price increase of 2,500%, which is crazy. But I still think that IKEA should bring back the Impala line because I think that this would sell really well on the markets. I mean, just look at that 70s aesthetic, looks amazing. That is one of my favorite vintage IKEA pieces and I would really want to get a hold of one of those to show you for real one day. And as a side, Gillis Lundgren is one of my favorite designers at IKEA, and in this auction they sold a pair of Dixie chairs. They actually went below the valuation of $200, but I mean look at these chairs, wow. That is also something that the IKEA should bring back, and they could produce it cheaply today also. The shape is great, but these examples were kind of in rough shape. If you see there are holes in the cushions, stained, worn. I mean they would need to be completely redone if you want them in top condition, but yeah, I was kind of keen, and if I would have seen this auction in time, I probably would have bought them. Oh well, hopefully I get the chance again sometime. Moving on. This is a cool chair. This is designed by Karin Mobring and called Amiral. Kind of an easy IKEA name for once, but I will give you a juicy name soon. But moving on, or sticking to this. I was actually kind of surprised on this easy chair because usually this one sold for $1,100 roughly. And usually you get a pair for $1,100. And this one wasn't even in that great of a condition. The leather is, I would say, kind of good to be 50 years old. You have some stains and you have some wear, nothing extensive, but you are missing one of the metal holders for the armrest, which is attached by a string. But that isn't, I would actually say that lowers the value quite a bit, but obviously not. I would never have imagined that this chair would go for $1,100. If I find one with a metal insert that's cheaper than that, yeah, I should buy it then. But other than that, great chair. And this one was kind of fun because this is the 80s shelf guide, which has been released again today. And here's a hard name for you non-Swedish speakers. Byakorre, which it goes under the name of in 2025. So this is the original piece, and this is the one with several different colors in the shelves. And I find it kind of interesting because you have the natural version with only the wooden veneer, which also sold. That sold for about $300 compared to the colored one, which sold for $1,200 roughly. That's quite a big difference on them. But I mean, this one is probably more rare. And to be frank, I really don't understand the hype behind the Byakorre nor the guide shelves. But yeah, people seem to like them, and I can't blame them. But it was fun to see some really new endings on this, because they got quite expensive. Also, when you consider that this one was valued at $450, almost triple the asking price for it. That's crazy. And to end, this one was interesting. This is a daybed which IKEA collaborated with Ilse Crawford. I think it was kind of like in 2018, 19, 20, something like that. This has been quite expensive as well, especially when you consider that this is not a prime example. It has some staining, it has some damage, but it still went for $300, although the valuation of this was $600. But I don't really believe that this one is worth that much. Maybe if it was pristine. But with all that said, this may very well be a future IKEA collectible. So if you have the possibility to find this on Marketplace or anywhere, buy that. And if you like this video, give me a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you want to see more. Until next time, bye.